Yo, what's up guys? Alright, so we're going to be playing a red zone stage here, but I just want to point out that we have a world tournament going on currently. I'm still needing to put a lot of time into it. I mean, I'm not doing too bad. I'm trying to get top 2,000. I'm just still got a long ways to go. But tough because I actually work while the world tournament's going on, but it's all good, it's all good. I'll find a way to get there. So anyway, we're going to be playing a red zone stage. So this is Ultimate Red Zone VEGETA Story Edition. We had Stage 10, which I have not completed or even touched yet. I know a little bit. Some people saying that it's like one of the most difficult fights from the 10th anniversary, but we'll see. So we got a good bit of category missions here. Some of them were added just recently, these two towards the bottom. But the ones that were released during the 10th anniversary itself was, I feel like these 3 category missions. So yeah, this one's just clear it once. Plus we also get like these medals right here that will boost the support number we get from completing stage, I think like 1 through 9. So we have this category mission, which is 5 GT heroes. So I think that one could probably be the toughest of the 3 like original category missions. I mean, at least just from a glance, that's what it seems to be to me. So let's look at the stage details. So just a 1-phase fight against Super AGL Blue Goku. Can't seal, can't stun, can't defense lower, but you can attack lower, so that's, I guess, one thing. He's got the damage threshold, so you can only deal damage on like for a certain amount. It doesn't really specify how much though. So 10% attack with each turn pass up to 50%. Okay, and then 5% attack with each super attack performed up to 50%. So he's got quite a bit of attack build up there, and he disables dodge. So it's one thing to keep in mind. Probably wouldn't want to bring dodge characters in here. So he does an unarmed super attack, the Regilis Strike there. So anyway, so 5 GT heroes, that could be maybe a little tough because while we have like some options for like Giant 8 power, GT heroes itself, I mean, let's just take a look. So this is the idea I have. I mean, we'll see. So this LR right here, this LR Oob, yeah, I have my 79. I think I recently got a dupe of him just for this like video, just for this run. But yeah, he's type advantage, plus he's going to be lowering attacks, so I hope that'll be able to carry him through. Another thing he has as well is the passive skill Fusion, where he fuses with Boo when HP is 50% or less, and then he heals, once he goes into this form, he heals 40% HP, so maybe that could help out at some point. The Fusion is not turn restricted whatsoever, it's just when 50% or below HP, he just instantly does it. So, plus he's a Rainbow Orb Changer as well. I'm just hoping these stats will be able to carry him through. I gave him full additional just to try to get like the as many lowering of attacks as we could. So hold on, let me see his base form. So 18 key, that's a normal lower of attack, that's 20%. Same thing with the 12 key in base. But when transformed into Majub right here, and on his 18 key, he does greatly lower attack. That's a 30% debuff, and then 12 key is just 20% again. So we'll see. He might have to be replaced. I mean, hopefully he'll be able to hang in there as like a floating character or something like that. But let's take a look at the GT Heroes team. Yeah, I have it filtered by GT Heroes already. So I think the GT duo from the 8th anniversary could potentially get it done, but I'm not too confident because they are type disadvantaged. That's the biggest thing. If they were like type neutral, maybe you could get away with it, but I don't have too much faith in them being able to handle it with like the little amount of damage reduction they have by today's standards. You never know. Like, we could get lucky with like the standby condition. HP is 50% or less, or start from the 4th turn, start a battle, character receives 4 more attacks. So we would definitely want to rely on the HP condition there. Because receiving 4 more hits, type disadvantage, I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, they do have like the revive counter, but I'm gonna see if I cannot use that for now. So I mean, I'm thinking maybe people would want to consider this guy, this LR Int SS4 Goku from Tanabata 2023. I don't want to bother with him, quite honestly. He does lower his attack on his 12 key. See, he greatly lowers attack, but he really needs to be run slot 1 at all times, pretty much. I just don't I don't want to deal with that, especially because like this base form doesn't have a guard or anything like that. Of course, Majub is pretty good. I mean, he's just like a defensive wall, having some damage reduction and guard. And then, yeah, this full power SS4 is pretty good for his first turn, but then after that, like, I wouldn't want to trust him slot 1. I don't really want to entertain it. Maybe you could get some stuff done with him. I don't know. But I'd just be scared of his base form, really. Okay, so this might be a bit of a weird choice, especially because like this character's just so old, but because this Tech SS4 Gogeta, he EZA'd during the 7th anniversary, so quite a while ago. His stats are not very high by today's standards, but he does have type advantage, and plus he's got this 70% chance to counter a super. So keeping him as a floater maybe could work. I don't I don't know. Again, another option. And then this full power SS4 Goku, this TUR, that's Tech. I guess it's a similar thing with him, although his chance to counter is much lower, only at medium, which is a 30% chance. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of options. I think maybe this GT Vegeta could do something. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't lower attack or anything, and plus, like, he does prefer to be in slot 1 for like better defense there. While in slot 2 or 3 gets more attack, and it's like, no, we need somebody that's gonna live. Pan, I don't really think so. I don't know. It's just so. I mean, GT Heroes is just not the greatest right now. Hopefully throughout this year we'll get some buffs, but see, only as the first attack on the turn, she gets 50% damage after before attacking, and even on release, like, that wasn't like the most amount to like save her or anything like that. But anyway, I think we've gone over the GT Heroes team long enough. I'm just gonna try it like this. So since we'll only need to run 5 GT Heroes, that's gonna be Maju, Physical SS4s, the GT SS3 and the SS4 Goku, and then the Golden Week 2021 GT Goku and GT Vegeta. Even though something I do want to keep in mind is that the GT Goku is not going to be as like his max capacity, because he does get better defense and damage reduction per GT Heroes or Giant 8 power. So running Tech Vegito, mine and a friend, probably not going to be the best with that, but I mean, we gotta deal with what we can. That's kind of what it comes down to. But Vegeta, he's going to be just fine. I mean, all he really gets from that mechanic right there with like GT Heroes or Giant 8 power is just attack and crit chance, and like we could live without that. So yeah, I'm kind of just hoping for the Tech Vegeta to just carry us towards the end. Just got to make it up to turn 5, really. So yeah, I mean, Goku's going to be pretty good for the first couple turns, and then maybe get some defense like with Vegeta. Depending on how the fight goes, we might try to see about getting Vegito out like turn 5 immediately. We'll see. I mean, yeah, he's going to be really good with like the target attraction and all that stuff. And Maju, I kind of went over already with like a lowering attack. Physical SS4s are going to be really good, stacking, and then Fusion with the counter, having a lot of damage reduction, will be pretty good. And then this guy giving support to a good bit of the team. Not everyone, but especially like the GT Super Saiyan characters, as well as the Physical SS4s, gonna be given 10% damage reduction and 70% defense support. So he's gonna be a really good like slot 2 character. And then yeah, I mean, the GT Super Saiyans are kind of simple. I mean, they're not too crazy. They're just nuking when attacking, whichever marquee. And I mean, yeah, they got the active skill, which it's a decent attack. Anyway, let's just hop in. I'm gonna have to try NSS4. I have no other option, really. 75. Alright, just had to wait a little bit for my attempt limits to go back up, because yeah, I wasn't too far off. So got another 6 attempts to go with. Let's just keep trying. Just instantly die. Yep, off to a great start. Alright, so that's 1 attempt already just down the drain. Try again. Having NSS4 not turn 1 sucks. Wow. Please. Okay. Yeah, I think at least AGLSS3 should be able to help out in terms of like the defense support and all that stuff. We'll see. Maybe we can try to get underneath that HP condition to do the Giant Ape again. Alright, I mean, Tech Goku's the only chance we have at slot 1 right here. And then, yeah, I think these physical orbs should be suitable enough for Vegeta. Let's link up those tech orbs. Okay, good. Alright, so I think we're going to be okay, at least for this first turn against supers in slot 1. Gonna hurt a bit, around like 300? Oh, 250, okay. It's taking damage from normals now. Awesome. Alright, so at least we don't have to deal with another super, well... I think the rest of the characters in the rotation should be able to handle a super. So we're getting pretty low on HP, we're at 34%. Just as long as we stay underneath, like, what, like 70% HP, we should be all good. So, here's a super here. But I think Goku's got 70% damage reduction now, especially after attacking, so, yeah, that's not too bad. Alright. Yeah, we got full key with this guy, so guaranteed crit. No additional from him, but that's fine. And his defenses are strong enough after attacking, where it's like, we didn't really need the dodge from him. I mean, it's not like we can dodge anyway. Okay. Yep, Vegeta's gonna be just fine, doing some stuff. He should be having like 30% crit chance right now. This isn't a whole lot. At least he's doing damage even without the crit, so that's good. Any bit of damage helps. We're gonna need it. Okay, not really much crit, but it's understandable. Not a full rotation that he wants. Alright, so physical SS4 is obviously gotta go in slot 1. Yeah, we'll go for these 4 Rainbow Key Spheres. I'll give them the most amount of crit chance that we can get right there. I want to try to get a decent amount of orbs with the GT Goku. I think those end orbs should be fine enough. Yeah, 7? That should be good. Alright, so this might potentially hurt. Because, I mean, they took like a tiny bit of damage before, but now Goku's got some build-up. It could be worse. We're handling okay, though. Just as long as the second super is not going to be in slot 3, which it can happen. Like, it happened earlier. Just gotta hope it doesn't. So that GT Goku should be having 20% damage reduction right now. Especially with how many times these supers. I think he should be able to handle these normals, not a problem. Alright, so we're gonna want these physical swords to do some damage though. I gave them like 4 Rainbow Key Spheres, so they got like 40% crit chance or something like that. Still relatively low, but come on. Let's try to get something out. Okay. I have a super 8.9. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of their good like attack links up, so kind of get why they're not doing a whole lot. They didn't even crit at all. Whatever. And they'll be fine because they stacked up a lot. Yep. Funny number. Hahaha, very funny. Alright, so I think things should be okay here. We're gonna transform into the Golden Giant Ape, waste those supers. It's just in SS4 taking normals even at this point. Turn 3 might be a problem. We'll be able to protect them against the supers, but normals might be a problem. We'll at least be able to get a heal though. Oh boy. Alright, almost through the first HP bar. Almost. What do we get, like 7 or 8 key spheres with this guy? So he's got a decent bit of crit chance right here. Yeah. He's gonna do a lot of additional supers, 20 million. Especially their first turn, they do quite a lot. Build up that active skill condition. What's funny is that doing their active skill actually gives them the nuking buff. Because the condition says like one attack on 12 or more key. The active skill does put you at like max key when you do it. So you're not gonna be able to put them in slot 1 for their active skill turn, which is pretty good. Okay, so see, this is a good line of hits right here, but I mean, if we take a super, we're just instantly dead. So yeah, we're definitely gonna be doing this. Let's get some damage out. I'm not really too worried about whether or not I get what is it? The trying to think. With NSS4, I'm not too worried about if I get the 12 or 18 key with him. I mean, preferably maybe the 12 key just for the other great lower attack, just for that. I wonder if I should save these tech key spheres for HLSS4, because he wants a good bit of key spheres to get to max key. So, and then I'll just get like this one tech key sphere with NSS4 maybe. Key shouldn't be too big of a concern though, considering that we're gonna have, I mean, 2 GT characters next to each other. So, yeah, it could be a bit problematic with this guy building up for every super that he does. I don't even know what his numbers are looking like, but it's already pretty stupid. So I'm just worried about NSS4 taking normals. We definitely want him turn 1. Let's see if we can make this work though. I mean, we should be having some extra damage reduction support, defense support, so maybe it won't be so bad. Especially that extra 10% damage reduction support. Running them as a rotation, yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. Helping out in terms of like defense and also and just being really good leggy partners. Going to be, well, NSS4 might not do a whole lot of damage, especially nowadays, but HLSS4 will definitely be mega boosted. Okay, and then the physical SS4s on the opposite rotation. I don't think it's ever worth it to float them off though. They're gonna, if we can make it to turn 4, then, I mean, yeah, turn 4 is next turn. So, yeah, should I try to get up the physical SS4s, like, Gogeta right away? Maybe, I don't know, it's hard to say. And of course, no hits for NSS4. I don't want to put him slot 2. This is, wow, this is terrible. I don't know if I could trust him slot 2. Absolutely awful. Wow. Yeah, sure, we'll just get max key with HLSS4, and then that should be good right there. Oh, and then he takes, yeah, quite a lot. He would die slot 2, there's no way. There's absolutely no way I could have risked it there. Alright, nice, an additional lower attack. I mean, lowering attack might not help a lot unless you do it in droves, but I guess at this point any bit can help. Alright, so yeah, he's hitting 30 million. Good. Additional super, 19. He is stacking attack and defense on every super attack he does. 20% attack and defense increase each time. Yeah, it is a shame to float off this Tech VEGETA actually, but I mean, oh, I don't know. this could have gone better. Ideally, it does this 4 turn 1 and physical SS4 is slot 7. So then turn 3 would be their first appearance. That would be best. And then HLSS4 turn 2, find some sort of way to take damage. Yeah, NSS4 would definitely take damage that first turn, so that wouldn't be a problem there. Alright, so now we're moving on to turn 4. So, considering how difficult this is, I could just scouter fish here, just to see where it's going to be at. I'm also worried about VEGETA. I mean, he's got like 70% damage reduction, but considering how low his defense stats are, it might not actually be the greatest for him. Yeah, I'll play the fusion animation. Just let's see where the scouter is, and I don't know. We'll figure out what happens.
フュージョンするぞカカロット。
フュージョンしてっておめえの口から聞けるなんて最高だぜベジータ。フュージョン。俺は孫悟空でもベジータでもない。俺は貴様を倒す者だ。
Okay, so Supers in Slot 1 and 2. I mean, I have to stay transformed. I can't like be greedy with stacks or anything. Hard to say. I think Vegeta could live a super. It's just we need to stack up that defense. Just want to get some good healing at some point. As I don't really like fusing early with Gogeta, but will Vegeta live? I know I might be overthinking it a little bit, but I could also just try to do this, maybe? Bet on the counter, but the counter is not guaranteed. But I mean, 77% damage reduction, plus Rainbow Key Spheres, I mean, he would be perfectly fine, Slot 1. I feel like maybe this would be safest thing to do. Let's give 4 Rainbow Key Spheres right here. I don't know, I guess I'm just worried about Vegeta, that's the main thing. Let him get some defense stacking. Should have gotten 20 key, but I'm gonna reset just to get 20 key with that because I need as much defense stacking as I can get. Alright, so I did want to bring up about, like, you know, reverse exchange Goku Vegeta. This is Goku's 3rd turn, so I could keep him in here technically. He'd have like 90% damage reduction in slot 2, that wouldn't be a problem. But I think defense stacks would start being important to get at some point, especially with how hard this Goku hits. I just say, like, the earliest we start defense stacking, the better. So let's just try to get some better key with the Vegeta this time. Yeah, that gets him right at 18. This will be good right here, and I think GT Vegeta will get enough right here. 6 key spheres? Oh, 7? Yeah, let's go for those 7. That'll be fine. Alright, no counter, of course, but it's okay. We got like over 100% damage reduction, it's fine. Of course, you know, the fail is 70%, sure. Hitting 25 million. I don't like how early I have to transform with the Physiosis 4s. I only had like 1 turn of stacking, but what else are we gonna do here? Supers are spread out. Maybe if like they were both in, well, I was gonna say maybe if they were like both in slot 2, maybe I would trust the Tech Goku with it, but I don't know. Yeah, GT Heroes mission seems really stupid for this. They gotta have some buffs coming for the category later this year. They just have to. Alright, so this Vegeta won't be handling the super even as well as like the Goku would be. But again, defense stacking is going to be important from here on. 20 key gives a guaranteed additional super. See if we get him potential. It's a normal, of course, yeah. The worst luck possible at every given opportunity. It's just lovely. So how does he handle this? 157k, that's okay. We can tolerate that. And Goku would be able to handle it, but I'm really worried about defense stacking. It might not actually be the biggest deal. I don't know. It's hard to really tell, especially like Tech Vegito, how he'll be able to handle like with like the target attraction. Better safe than sorry, I guess. But getting attack stacks with Vegito could prove to be like very important. Alright. So now we are in trouble. very much so in trouble here. Oh boy. I don't even know what to say. We'll just let this play out as it is. All we can really rely on is just being lucky. We're gonna take massive damage even from normals here. Or no? Normal's not so bad. He got the super first. His NSS4 is trying to prove me wrong. You know what? That's fine. I mean, what other options we have here? So he got a super first. Let's see how he handles this. Couldn't lower attack because he didn't do the 12 key. Yeah, that hurts quite a bit, but we live. Now, as long as the super is here in slot 2, I think HSS4 should be able to easily handle it. He gets monstrous numbers of stats after he attacks. It is almost inconceivable how much like extra defense he gets. Please super here, please. Okay. Well, GT Goku, I don't know. I don't think he'll be able to handle it as well. I mean, 40% damage reduction and like it's hard to get a gauge of how much defense he gets from like the nuking because you can't see it start a turn. It's when attacking. But there it is. Oh wow, he takes double digits. That is very helpful. Alright, now we can start getting the Vegetos out, which we should definitely start doing. There's not really any point of holding on to the active skill with Gogeta. We could just kind of pop that at any time. I mean, it's not like we can stack anymore or anything. So let's just give him all the amount of attack support that we can give, because the Angel Vegeta does give 40% attack support, but is he even getting it? Earth Protecting Heroes or Protara? Are they Earth Protecting Heroes? Yes, they are, okay. So Physios 4 Gogeta is getting all this attack support right now. So we'll just go ahead and launch this, at least give us something right here. Yeah, 50 million damage, that's not too bad. Alright, so which tech Vegeto should I use? Let's see. Burn slightly more stacks. What if I should use mine? And then stack up some defense with the friend? Put him in... Here's one idea of like... Using it to detect Vegeto, but floating him off, that's not going to be as good for like the counters, like the damage counters or anything, but that's to get like the other Vegeto out as soon as possible. So, and maybe this would be best doing it like this. Or unless like Vegeta would link up best, but whatever, let's do Tech Vegeto with mine. Save the friend for later, so do it.
右の耳につけてくれ頼むベジータよくぜ早くいいんだろこれでサンキューベジータこいつはスーパーベジータの威力を見せてやるか
はしないぞ。
Alright, so smartest thing, we'll just float that one off and then keep the other one on rotation. That's for Vegeto's Link skills. We are going to get prepared for battle. Because if we put this Vegeta Saw 1, like, he'd have a better chance of stacking even more defense. I feel like we'll be okay without prepare for battle. Let's just be sure to get 20 or more ki. A lot of physical orbs. I do want to try to get a lot of ki spheres with Vegito, though. So I might get a lot of those physical ki spheres with him. Yeah, we'll do this. There we go, max ki. Each extra ki you give to Tech Vegito, it boosts up those counters, like the counter damage a lot, so could be all good. Friend's not doing too bad damage even for the Vegeta portion, but yeah, I got some stacks up with Goku. It is possible that like Vegito might not even need many defense stacks to survive supers from Goku, but better safe than sorry, especially because limited knowledge I have about the event, really just my own experience. I don't know how much more Goku has left to build up. Probably not a whole lot anymore, because he's probably done well above 5 supers, and we're past turn 5, so this is probably him at max capacity. This next turn seems promising though, because we should be having Oob out, which will be good. Put him as a slot 1, Aegis for slot 2. I think this could be it, quite honestly. I really was not thinking that like NSS4 would provide much value at all, but just had to get lucky. That's what all it comes down to, is just trying to get the necessary hits for that. Okay, yeah, 5.7. Yeah, his counters are boosted a lot by his super attack effects. So, I mean, preferably you probably want to put him slot 1. But, yeah, it's all good. 6.4. There we go, he's going to give us, at minimum, 2 super attacks, which he greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, so... See if we can get hidden potential for us. So that's the other one. Hidden potential, I have a little bit. I don't know, is around like a level 7 additional or something? Get it? It's a super. Okay, good. So these last couple counters are going to be boosted even more. Let's see what their attack stat is. 10 million. Keep in mind, that is a ferocious power on these counters, which is a ×4 multiplier, so technically this right here is a 44 million attack stat. So we did a good bit of damage there. Oh wow. Both supers in slot 1. Well, that's a bit too bad, because we're going to have Oob out, which... I think, yeah, Oob will be able to handle that just fine. We're at pretty high HP. So, let's go ahead and... well... I think I might as well get GT Vegeta's active skill, huh? I think we should... I don't think we're going to need it for like a defensive role in like slot 1 or anything. Yeah, let's do GT Vegeta's first, just in case. I'm not sure if he'd be getting... I don't think he gets much links from NS4 anyway, but whatever. So, let's take a look at this. It's been a while since I've seen this.
踏まれ俺様の新必殺技ファイナルシャインアタック
Alright, so... yeah, I'm going to be putting him in slot 3, so we're not really going to be able to see it, but at this point, he should... I think I'll just reset the app to show this, I don't mind. So, Yeah, when attacking with 12 or more ki, this should be activated start or turn at this point since we did the active skill. So let's just do this for testing. I'm not obviously going to run it like this, but just for the sake of testing. Let's see. Yeah, see? His stats are significantly higher. Yeah, he's got the, well, I mean, he already had the damage reduction icon up anyway, because HLS was for support, but I just wanted to show that, so I'm gonna reset. Alright, so now we can do the standby with Oob, and as long as we get enough type key spheres, we should be all good in terms of like how much damage reduction it'll have.
みんなのスーパーサイヤパワー全部俺に分けてくれ。フルパワー状態のスーパーサイヤ人砲だったら俺は絶対に負けねえ。悟空さんに早く気を。
Alright, so, let's take a look at Oob's passive real quick just to see. So, damage reduction 10% per type key sphere obtained, and then guard with 3 or more type key spheres obtained. So, getting these int key spheres, I'd only give them like 40% damage reduction, but going for these SCR key spheres, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, be having 60% damage reduction in guard. I wish things would be a little bit better here. 60% in guard. But yeah, he does change a couple orbs into ints, or he changes key spheres of a certain type into excluded into int key spheres. I want to see if maybe I can get the orbs to change up somehow. I'll reset and try to do some stuff. Alright, so usually when it comes to like orb changing and crit like chances and all that, you can just kind of mix up the rotation. Just any sort of action you take here will change up the RNG, so let's just try that, see if we get any sort of different result here. Yeah, but I mean, it's not really changing anything. I mean, I think it would be hard pressed to really have too much else change, because there wasn't a whole lot of int key spheres on the board anyway. I don't think is he even capable of changing rainbow key spheres, because well, that actually hurt us, so I think we're just gonna have to settle with 60%. Although AGLS was for support, still is gonna be applying, because I mean it's not like the categories change, so Oob will still be up to 70% damage reduction. So getting that support. Let's see. Get this AGL key sphere, and then GT Vegeta. Let's go for this right here. Alright, so let's see how we handle things. 70% damage reduction in guard. Oh, I forgot he had this completely. Wow. NSS4 might actually be the GOAT for this, secretly. I was massively downplaying how good this character is. I mean, I know just seeing a counter doesn't indicate like immediate like win, but like I was worried about taking some damage. I did not even factor in that nullification. Is it guaranteed nullification against unarmed supers, or is it a chance? We'll have to see. Wow, that was hype. I completely forgot that was a thing. I haven't used that Oob in so long. Heck, even on release. Well, I'm not sure if I had actually gotten NSS4 on release, but if I'd actually gotten that character, I don't even think I'd used that aspect. It was the first time I ever think I got it on my account. Okay. And then, yeah, he'd be fine against normals. Not a problem there. Okay, I want to see... Is that nullification guaranteed? Yeah, it is. When receiving an unarmed super nullifies it, just guaranteed nullification. That is awesome. Alright, now we'll do this GT Goku's active skill. You know, a part of me really badly wants to put physical SS4 and counter both of these super attacks. I really would want to do that. Because they should be guaranteed counters right here. Whenever the HP of the enemy is 50% or less, just guaranteed counter for that single turn. But no, I think going Tech Vegito, that'd be the best thing. Friend Goku's at like 1,000,000 defense, which yeah, that's gonna be pretty solid. So let's do all of this shenanigans again. Using Link skills in the middle right there. This is the friend too, so they're rainbowed. We got much higher stats than what mine was. Okay, got him down to 30% HP. This time we will put him in slot 1. Just this is suitable right here. And yeah, sure, we'll do this. And then GT Goku. Let's give him these 6. I think we got it. Unless something like absolutely terrible happens, which I don't know. This next turn seems pretty good. Having a Index was 4. I mean, having him. I think we definitely should. I was wondering if I should just keep Uben the standby, but Index was 4 slot 1 against like the supers. I mean, yeah, you know, damage rush support, blah, 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 all that, but would it be enough? Oh well, we'll get there when we get there, if we even have to. Because Vegito might just wreck stuff here. I think this was the 3rd super he did, I think? So we got him potential additional again, unless I miscounted. But I think this was the 3rd super we gotten from him here. He cannot counter super attacks, unfortunately, but it still does buff his attack. See the attack up icon. 10 million. Again, times 4, so. Yep. It's possible am I going for another turn? Maybe. Yeah, I think so. I don't think his SS4 is going to do enough damage to where you do that. It's really just like those counters just do so much. Another thing too is that if like the boss has an ability where you must finish them with a super attack, which most bosses do have that, but not all of them. But if that boss has that mechanic, then counters will not be able to finish. This boss doesn't seem to have that though. I think it would have shown up by now, like once you get them below like 10% HP or something. Yeah, it would be showing up around now, if that was the case. Alright, so two more counters this turn. Yeah, he's gonna be quite low on HP. That's okay. You know what? Since there's no supers in the front, I think we could trust NSS4 against normals. So, let's give him the spotlight, huh? Alright, so what's the stats looking like? A little over 400k. How much damage you got? Slot 1. 50%. See, there's 25, 25. 10% damage and support from HLS 4. I mean, he'll be fine. Imagine I shouldn't be thinking about that. It's gonna be okay. He's gonna get the finish. Not gonna regret this at all. Yeah, she's not worried. 23 million from him. Please let us get this KO screen somehow. If this will do enough. Of course not. We just get the 12 key super attack. This is a rare one. It is not very common to see this one. Yeah. Alright, well, we got it done. Took a couple tries, but made it work. Those other missions should be easier, which is a time limit and gifted warriors. You get to use even more of the 10th anniversary characters there. So, alright. We should have gotten that completed. But yeah, I still got a World Tournament going on, so I have to get back to that. Yep, there we go. So that's completing it once, and then that other one should be the GT Heroes mission. Got that boosted a little bit. There we go. Wasn't so bad. I was actually severely underestimating the strength of an SS4 in here. You just got to make sure you get them early on and able to get those hits in. But once you're able to do that, things will work out. Although, when it comes to the Oob character, or no, like the Oob portion of the standby. Let's look up. How many turns does this last? Or I think we'll actually be able to tell in here. Standby for 4 turns, so you could potentially float him if you really needed him to. Yeah, that's just an option. If like you want to try to get Injustice 4 to actually like last. Because that standby, well, in this form, the full power, he's got guard only for that 1 turn, so you kind of don't want to go past that with him. I wouldn't think that would be too good. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats now. See what we're looking at there. I'm kind of curious. Level 10, Blue Goku. Alright, so greatly reduced attack. Kind of weird because usually greatly indicates 50%, but here it's 80%. Okay. Alright, so this with each turn passed and super attack performed, that should apply. So, do 1.3 plus 15%. That should apply for his very first super. And then plus 80%. He's in 2.7 on that very first super attack. He has a 40% chance. Wow, I called it. See, cooldown of 1. He does twice in a turn. Disables dodge. So let's add everything in. Plus 100%. Because it's all in the passive. And then 80%. It's doing 4.7. Is he really that much more difficult than the Vegeta? I mean, I guess it's just the GT Heroes mission is just really butt. Because GT Heroes hasn't been buffed in a very long time. And the Vegeta fully built up was doing around the same damage. It's just that like Goku cancels dodge, so you're not able to rely on that. And you can lower his attack a bit, but we really haven't been utilizing that a whole lot. So last thing before we wrap up, let's go ahead and do some of those ticket summons. Because we got some of them. So there we go. We got this normal one and a guaranteed SSR, so let's do this one. It's not possible to get a Whis animation on this, I don't believe. Like, Whis animations, they're only relegated to, like, brand new, like, premium character banners and all that. Either that or it could be, like, for, like, LRs, but oh, it's not very common I see those animations anyway. Alright, so I got nothing there. See what SSR I get, though. I think most LRs should be able to provide me some value. It's possible it could be an LR. It seemed like it might be an unfeatured character. No. This is a really old character. Wait, what? Wow, like, he doesn't have an easy A. Is he really not? No, he does, like... When is he gonna get one? Well, I mean, cool, I guess. Got something. Even though I'm probably just gonna... I don't know what I'll do with them. Maybe just open up the paths of, like, the level 100 you are, but... Anyway, that's the end of this video. Next missions for this event. I might do something else in the meantime, but next time we hop into this stage, yeah, we'll have the time limit mission, which should be far easier. So y'all have an amazing, lovely, wonderful day, and be sure to check out the barber shop.